In this video, I'm going to share a trick with you that, since I've used this, has saved me hours and hours of formatting time, and that is how to create a template that has all of those formatting favorites already in a workbook. As soon as you push Control N or you open up a new workbook, all of the formatting is already in there. All of your custom cell styles, your custom table styles, any specific things that you like to see. For example, I like to have my grid lines turned off. Everything will be exactly the way that you like it as soon as you push Control N. You don't need to go and redo all of these formats over and over again. The reason I decided to use this trick is because when I type out a number, for example a long number, I don't like the fact that I always have to push Control and Shift and 1 to get the thousand separators. And when I apply that Control Shift 1 format, which is a number format, I generally like to remove any decimals. So I'd have to go up to the Home tab and decrease 2 decimal points. That is the style that I always want to see. So I thought, how can I make that the default style? And then I realized from 2007, every cell has a cell style, and by default in Excel, every cell has a normal cell style. So I decided to change the normal cell style. And the way you can do that is simply by right-clicking and moving down to Modify. And this is what you should see. You should see a general number format. I'm going to move to the Format button, and I'm going to change this to a number format, and then move down to this box which says Use 1000 separator. I'm going to check that box, and I'm going to keep the decimal places to 0, and then press OK. And as you can see, that's changed. The normal cell style now has that specific number format. If I push OK, we'll see the number format changes. And not only that, but every other cell that we click on, if you notice, you can see a slight orange border around this cell style. For example, if I click in cell A1, you can see that it is around this cell style over here, which is a custom style. If I click back over here and on any other cell, the default in Excel is to apply a normal cell style. So we can change the characteristics of that normal cell style, and it'll work on every single cell. Now if I type out a long number once again, it immediately applies the number format as opposed to the general format, which has no 1000 separators and will not show any decimals either. But as we know about cell styles, as amazing as they are only in the workbook that you create them in. And that creates a problem unless you want to open it up and merge with any new book that you create at any given point, which is going to be really tedious. We have to go about creating a template to do this. And there are 3 things that are important about creating a template. First of all, you must save it as a template. And there is a file type which is specifically for templates. Secondly, you need to save it with the word book, and that'll ensure that whenever you push Control N, it'll open up a new book that'll have all of those specific formatting characteristics. And third, you need to save it in the file called Excel Start. Any files that are saved in that Excel Start file will always be opened when Excel is opened, and that is really, really important. So firstly, how do we even go about finding where that folder is, the Excel Start folder? And you can do so by moving down to the Start button and simply start typing out Excel Start. And you should find that a folder will come up. Use the one that is in capital letters if there is more than one. And as you can see, if I just hover over, it's telling me where the location of this file is. So you might want to take a screenshot of that and maybe paste it somewhere so that you know where we're going to save this. Alternatively, you can just try and remember it. So it's going to be in Program Files, Microsoft Office, Office 14, and then we should find the Excel Start menu. So I think we can memorize that. Now I'm going to move back to the workbook and press F12, which will take us to the Save As dialog box. Now I'm going to move to the C drive. It said it was in Program Files x66. I'm going to move down to Microsoft Office, and I'm going to move down to Office 14, and within here we should have an Excel Start menu, and there it is. But now I'm going to show you what happens, unfortunately, when you move down to change the Excel file type to a template, is that it'll immediately take you all the way back to the templates folder. So instead, first choose Excel template, and then let's go and change our file locations. So I'm going to move to the C drive, and we said it was in Program Files, Microsoft Office, Office 14, Excel Start. And I'm going to simply take out the 2, and we have book. And that is really important. Now, template that I have saved is already saved as a macro enabled template, but if you do not need macros to run, you can simply save it as a regular Excel template without macros. And once you push save, and it saves to this Excel Start menu, whenever you push Control N, your new workbook will be opened up with all of the specific formatting that you like. So for example, as you can see, none of my worksheets have any grid lines. Those are turned off. And if I click down into my cell styles, I have a whole bunch of custom styles. And that is because I have set them to be included in that book, which was saved as an Excel template. So to summarize, create a workbook with all of your favorite formattings, with any specific cell styles that you want, with any specific table styles that you may want, as well as any other types of formatting. You can even change the default font face, the font size. You can turn grid lines off. You can set certain borders, anything that you may want to do. Once you're happy with the formatting in that workbook, press save, and save it as an Excel template with the name book, and make sure you save that to the Excel Start menu. Now you can also do the exact same thing with sheets, so that when you open up a new sheet, as you can see, I'm going to click down here, my new sheet is also added with this specific formatting. And that is because I did the exact same process, but instead of calling the workbook book, you can call it sheet. And so there we have it. You can create a template for inserting a new workbook by using the word book as your file name, and you can create a template for any new sheets using the name sheet as the file name. And make sure you save those as templates in the Excel Start menu. So I hope that saves you a lot of time in the future, and we'll see you in the next video.